Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craftively Evolved and welcome to another video. Now you guys, this week will be just another very short and sweet video as I do not again have a million things to show you. It was a fairly quiet week. I was extremely relaxed as I've been the majority of this year, only doing what sort of takes my fancy, not feeling rushed, not feeling pressured at all to make anything specific or anything I don't want to. So everything that I've made, I've really actually enjoyed. And it started off with me working with chenille yarns. Yes, I know I complain about chenille yarns all the time. I actually, I've got a very strange love-hate relationship with chenille yarns. I hate working with it, but then I love the end product. And the first thing I made, I saw on the channel of Annie from Hooks and Healers. Now I've been watching her for ages. You guys know I've done a pattern test for her in the past. She's such a lovely, relaxing channel to watch. And a couple of weeks or a couple of videos ago, she was showing this mini fidget caterpillar that she was testing. It's a pattern by All from Jade. She was testing it. There's a big caterpillar, fidget caterpillar already out. This is the mini version. And when Annie showed it on her channel, I actually loved it. And at that point, just after it was released, I bought the pattern. Then a couple of weeks went by, didn't do anything about the pattern, as I do with many of my other patterns, to be honest. And then in like a couple of videos, Annie showed herself making, like batch making these little caterpillars. And then I just decided that's it. I've got to make at least one just to scratch that itch and get this caterpillar out of my system. And I did. I made this guy and it was really an incredibly fast make. Very, very easy to do. I did have some issues, as I always do, with chenille yarns. They are just, I'm used to working with cottons, and I've mentioned this before. I like being able to tug and pull on a piece of yarn when it calls for it, but you cannot do that with chenille. So magic rings are completely out for me. So when I do anything in the round for any pattern with chenille, I start with the chain 2 method and then I work into the first chain, because I just get so aggravated when trying to make a magic ring. Anyway, apart from that, everything else actually was fine. I mean, it takes minimal yarn, and I don't have a lot of chenille yarns, and I don't really plan to restock because they make me so angry. I'm upset every time I work with chenille yarns. But anyway, so I'm using up the scraps. I've got a tiny bag left of half skeins. I don't even have anything in a full skein of chenille anymore. All of these are sort of, it's the Honey Bunny and the Toucan yarn from Hobby. So I've got very few colors left actually in like small little balls. So this type of a project is perfect. Does not take long at all. It's fantastic how she does the assembly, and she has a video for it. So she has a beautiful description in a pattern and a link to a video. Now I did watch the video. It was so much more clear than trying to just follow the written instructions, and I really appreciate that for a pattern that's fairly easy to make. She's got such great pattern instructions or video tutorials for it. I really liked this pattern. I haven't made a lot of things or many of the patterns by All from Jade, but just based on this one, absolutely fantastic. I know people absolutely love her patterns, and I can see why. So now the caterpillar itch has been scratched. Now the other big influence in my crochet making life at the moment is Marsha from Mimi Makes Keepsakes. Now I really shouldn't even go onto her Instagram page because I get influenced every single time I see any of her posts. She has beautiful photos. She makes the most adorable projects. And during last week or the week before, she had made this adorable little duck in a strawberry hat. Now, I can't recall the name of the designer. I know it was a free pattern, so I will link the free pattern in the description box down below. Again, working with this orange, I mean, there's only 3 parts of orange, and all 3 parts gave me a headache in terms of the yarn breaking. And I mean, the little feet are flat. It's not even anything that's like that's supposed to give me a lot of grief, but I get so worked up every time I work with chenille. And then as soon as the project is done, I'm absolutely in love with it. It is just so cute. So this one, again, it does not take long. So I'm going to use all of my scrap chenilles. I'm going to try not to buy anymore. And you guys know I have a very, very deep love of making loaf cats with my chenille yarns. And I'm really resisting the urge to buy cat colors again. So I'm just going to try and use up what I've got and see how long I last. Anyway, that is that for my 2 small makes. The other thing that I worked on this week, and I managed to get it done before March is over, and that is my, I'm working from this calendar, festival dolls from around the world. I've now done January, I've done February, and I have completed March, which is this very cute doll. And my doll looks like this. So this represents the Holi festival in India. There we go. So for this, as I'm doing with the other dolls, all of the dolls I'm going to make will be from Rainbow Cotton or Friends Cotton 86, which is a sport weight 100% cotton. And with it, I use a 2.5 millimeter hook. So there we have it. I've just got when I took the photo, I use like this, it's like a wooden skewer that I poke into the poor fellow's back to make him stand so that I can take photos. So I've just got to squeeze that hole bit closed. But there we go again. I did embroidered eyes. I did his little ears. This time, I will admit, I got a little bit confused because you work sort of with 2 patterns actually to create the dolls. The base, so the heads, the bodies, the arms, the legs, they work from a base pattern. But then the instructions for each doll tell you where to change colors, where to do something different. And I just got so confused this time. It started with the color change for the legs. Somewhere I think there was a typo. I was on I don't know which round, and it called for doing something in round 15, but there wasn't a round 15 at that point, so I didn't know what the pattern was trying to tell me to do. But anyway, I managed the color change, so it looks fairly close enough to what it's supposed to look like in the pattern. Then this tunic part, which you do in, you work in 2 separate pieces side by side, or what do you call it, in rows. It took me so long to understand what the pattern meant. And the thing is, you don't have a lot of photos in these patterns. And I've noticed that sometimes photos do actually help a lot. So I will show you. So when they explain the tunic, all you have to go on, you see this little boy from the front, then you see him from the back. So nowhere is it actually clear that there's a gap. There's this little gap in the tunic. I did not understand at all what to do. So at some point I put the doll down and I thought, no, let me just give myself a rest from it. Went back, sort of got the gist when I read through it nice and carefully again after a cup of coffee. It worked wonders. And I got it to look what I'm thinking it's supposed to look like, because as I say, there's no photo, you cannot see the little slit in his tunic. Also, in my confusion, because you've got to keep track of, so I do work with the two patterns. I've got a print out of the base pattern next to me, and then I've got the doll pattern with the specific color changes. But somewhere again I lost the plot completely where his neck is. So you work his shirt in white, and then you're supposed to change to the neck color and then the head sits on top of the neck. It's really, really well constructed. I mean, I like how she does it, but I never changed back to the skin color. So his neck, he had this little white shirt which just continued white up in his neck, and it looked very odd. So I just wrapped actually some of the skin color around his neck so that you can see a divide between the shirt and the head. So these dolls are just for me. I'm not planning to sell them or give them away. I'm planning to make all 12 and have it displayed. One day when I have a craft room, it will all be displayed in my craft room. So I do not mind that I just had to wrap yarn around his neck. It looks absolutely perfect to anyone who will see it. No one will know there's anything strange going on there. And then of course the embroidery of the colored powder patches. And I only made one little basket of colored powder. In the pattern it actually, I think, wants you to make 3 different baskets or bowls of color, but I only did the one. I did sew it to his hands to look like he's holding it. But I love, love, love these dolls. I love how they turn out. Even if I do struggle here and there with it, it does not matter. I think it's going to be a fantastic collection when I'm done with it. So the next one we're going to work on in April is going to be this one, the Songkran Festival from Thailand. So this little cute girl is the one that I will be working on next. And that is it, you guys. Really not much happening in terms of crocheting, but as I have been preaching for probably the last 2 years now, I'm just going to do whatever takes my fancy, whatever I feel like, whatever gives me joy. And I think this is just what I'm going to continue with. I'm on a very chill crochet journey at the moment, the last couple of days. What's actually taken my time, and it's so strange, and I'm attributing this still to my semi-midlife crisis I think that I'm going through. I bought myself, now don't ask me why, because I've never played video games in my entire life. I bought a Nintendo Switch because for some reason I've really, really wanted a Nintendo Switch. My kids have, they play it, they love it. Obviously kids love TV games and whatever games. So I bought a Nintendo Switch and I downloaded, I actually convinced myself to buy it to do the sport programs, which I'm really enjoying. I downloaded the sport app. Jessica and I have been doing tennis and badminton today, all 4 of us. We did like a round robin playing the tennis and badminton, which was so much fun. But I also downloaded Stardew Valley, which a lot of people are playing. And I thought like a video game is easy, or a TV game, or I don't even know what you call these games. I thought Stardew Valley would be easy because everyone is playing it, and it's really, really not. You guys, I cannot understand this game. And then my kids come and they're like, yes, you've got to mine something and you've got to build something and you've got to look at this and look at that, and I don't have a clue. And before I know it, like the day has passed and I'm supposed to be putting my character to bed, and it's just, I cannot understand it. I don't know how it comes so easy to kids. It's not an easy game for me to play. So I've been sitting actually for the last few days with that console in my hand trying to figure out Stardew Valley, which is not easy. But anyway, like I said, I still managed to fit in some crocheting in between. So I think it's all good. All right, you guys, that is it for this week. As always, I love chatting to you guys. I love your comments. I love the emails. Thank you so much to so many of you that have bought my Binky the Bunny pattern. I've received some emails with photos of people who's completed it. A few of you have uploaded the most lovely reviews on Etsy with your photos. Thank you so much. I so much appreciate it. I love seeing all the Binky bunnies. So please continue tagging me, continue emailing me. I love seeing it. All right, friends, that is it for this week. Let me know what you have been busy with. If you've been busy with anything at all, if you've not been busy with anything, that's also wonderful, because half of the time it feels like I'm actually not doing much of anything. And as long as it gives us joy, am I right? We're going to continue with it. All right, friends. Chat to me in the comments. Let me know how your lives are going. And until I see you in the very next video, as always, you guys, stay safe and stay crafty.